Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another of my Eador Imperium first look videos. In the previous video we covered first of the new heroes, the pilot, and in this one we're gonna have a look on another one. This time we'll check the vengeance from beyond scenario. Again, I'm not gonna play through the whole scenario. I'll just use the scenario to have a quick look on the hero and uh, use it as a tool how I can introduce the hero and some of the basic skills that the heroes have, and also show how it looks like on the map. So we can load the scenario. This time we're gonna be looking on the Lich, which is uh, of course a caster that is focused on undead units, but it has some mechanics that are quite different from what's been in the game before. So we'll get to that in a second. First, again, we'll read through the first introduction of this scenario and then introduction of the hero itself. So 100 of years ago, the mad necromancer Ernizar attacked the neighboring princedoms. The power of magic unleashed during this war has shattered the earth, turning entire regions into ashen wastelands. Eventually, the army of undead was stopped at great cost. When the warrior monks of the Order of Light have come to assist the defenders of Warheim. And oh, it continues. Ernizar's body was burned to cinders in the sacred flame, but his restless spirit has returned to the phylactery safely hidden at his old laboratory among the eastern swamps. The Order of Light has been granted with the lands it has saved, and founded an abbey on the ruins of Warnheim, deploying guards eternal at the edge of slumbering marshes. But decade went after decade, Ernizar has become a scary fairy tale. The vigilance of the guards ever decreased. A day has come when no one really remembered who has built the Uar Abbey and why is the swamp surrounded by a chain of outposts. A day where Ernizar could return to the sunlit world and destroy those who have stopped him the last time. Vengeance belonged unto me. Okay, so Ernizar is a lich, a puissant wizard and the master of necromancy. So horrible is his visage that no mortal is willing to join the ranks of this army. So first thing, already very different from all the other heroes. No living units, only undead, which is extremely limiting. So to make the hero on par with other heroes, he has to be very strong with undead. However, his necrotic aura is so powerful it makes the dead rise from their graves and follow him on their own every turn. So I already checked this hero, and what this means is he actually doesn't have to use a summoning spell or the raise undead spells to get new units. They are really joining him by themselves every turn. So he's recovering units for free, which is quite strong. As his level increases, more powerful creatures join him, although they need more time to hear his call. I didn't have a chance to check how exactly this works and how much more time they need. But if he can get high tier undead later for free, that's what I call overpowered. Imagine if you can just get a vampire from nothing. Like, really? That looks pretty scary to me. Now we continue. The Lich keeps his soul in a special phylactery. If his body is destroyed, he eventually forms a new one out of ashes and bones. As such, his resurrection does not cost money, only magic gems to perform the ritual, nor it requires delivering the body to the capital. The time it takes him to reform the body decreases as he gains level. So not only he gets units for free, his resurrection is much cheaper than the resurrection of other heroes, and the higher level he is, the faster he resurrects. So this could make him a real pain in the ass when you are fighting against him, and the AI can just keep resurrecting him, and then can get units for him without actually investing into those units because it gets the units for free. This can be very interesting mechanic, and if you have multiple necromancers against yourself, it can be a big problem to handle them. And I think it will be fun to play as necromancer. This clearly shows a completely different approach to the game, and so far I can't even imagine how exactly that is gonna work. So again, I'm looking forward to trying this guy. Now, when we have a look at him, we can check this screen. You can see that he's using uh, abilities that are mostly from the wizard tree, but I think some of them are a little bit different. Let's first check the description, and then we're gonna check the abilities. So what can we use? Common and wands. It seems that we can't even use staves, so very limited options when it comes to items, probably even less than wizard can use. Then undead can only command undead troops if slain reform his body in castle after 5 turns, and we know that this time goes down with or on higher levels. Attract skeletons and zombies into his party. Skeletons and zombies into his party. Okay, but from what we've read, it seems that on higher levels he should be able to attract higher level or higher tier undead as well. Regenerates. Okay, good to know. Cannot restore his hit points with healing spells. That kinda sucks. And can learn sorcerer skills up to master level 3. So, sorcerer. Shouldn't this be wizard? Or are sorcery skills a bit different? Let me check. First we have necromancy. +1 unit of first rank. Actually not sure. I'm not using necromancy on wizard that often. I'm actually using it very rarely. The first two parts are identical. I'm just not sure about the last part, the +1 unit of the first rank, if it just gives extra command. So he's not getting command through all the level ups, but through this ability, something like that. I'm not sure about this. We'll have to check that when we actually try him. Summoning, so strong with both undead and it seems with demons as well. I'm not sure if because it says he can only command undead, but does it mean that he can only raise undead and can't summon other units? He probably can't keep them, but he might be able to like summon gargoyles and golems, because that would be nice with the summoning. You'll have to test it out as well. Then concentration is the same thing as for wizard. Spell duration, recuperation, first aid. That there shouldn't be any difference. Now we have wand master, again that's the same thing as for wizard, and magic power, again just extra spell power, which is the same thing as for wizard. So basically just I would say he's gonna work as a support caster for big undead armies. That's how it works, and he should be able to easily sustain the undead armies, which for wizard was sometimes a problem. We can see that already on level 6 he has a ton of spell slots. That's really a lot. I think he'll have the same amount of spell slots as a wizard on high level, access to 3 tier 4 spells, and with like large undead armies. That could be interesting. And here we can see that there's actually one extra slot for tier 4 units. See this lock here? There is not the border around it, but it's there. So this could mean that he can have 3 vampires. And when we count, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 15, 16, 17. If that's true, this means the maximum size of his army is actually 17, which means when I talked about the size of the battle map in the previous video, this will be the first hero who will actually need the larger battle map to position all his units on the start. Okay, that's good to know. When you look on his stats, He has some basic gear, but the stats, yeah, what we would expect from a caster. Some range damage from the wand, other stats, not that impressive, except resistance is good. Not that many hit points, but well, it's a caster, so no surprise. Now, when we check his spells and go into combat, let's grab 2 ghouls, and we can maybe grab some fatigue. I think that's... Oh, we can maybe take some direct damage, speed things up maybe. Okay, and let's go into combat. What do you have around? Brigands, free settlement. Let's go after free settlement. Again, I want an easy fight just to show how he looks like and how he works in combat. And also, if you've not noticed, he had one tier 1 slot empty before we entered the combat. Actually check the options. Can we... No, I will have to lower the volume before the next video. I forgot to do it this time. But well, never mind. I hope that it's not too annoying. But what I wanted to say, we had one empty tier 1 slot in the army. In this fight, I'm not gonna summon any tier 1 undead. And after the fight, we should have that tier 1 slot full, which means tier 1 unit should join us without us doing anything. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Let's start with magic arrow. This guy, oh, that's real loud. Oh. I'm sorry for that, guys. I forgot to lower the volume before I started recording, and I can't lower it now. Okay, warning, another loud lightning arrow incoming. I want to have a corpse for a ghoul. Okay, no more direct damage spells. Now we have the corpse. I'm not sure how loud is this going to be, so get ready. That was a bit better. And let's try to get another corpse. Okay, he's dead, so that's another corpse. And we can summon another ghoul here, and we don't have to even wait for them to get to us. Please kill him. Good, because he was standing on the corpse. So you can see that I only summoned tier 2 undead. So there is, or it's impossible to get tier 1 unit from this fight. And you can see that we have 4 tier 1 units. And then you move on. Check the army. Look, there is a 5th one. So it really works this way. He just gets new units for free. This is... I mean, it's skeletons and zombies, so they are not super strong. It's not like swordsmen or barbarians are joining him. But when you think about it, when you don't have to bother with units when you are starting a shard, and you just start by, let's say, either plundering or exploring your capital while you're waiting for the army to fill up, you save a lot of gold, so you can invest it into something else, probably spells, that will make it easier to level up, get more slots in the army, get more units for free, get higher levels so you can get higher tier undead that are gonna join you again for free. I think he can start snowballing pretty quickly, especially on lower difficulties. Probably on Overlord and the higher difficulties you'll be losing units quite often, but on lower difficulties, when you can keep even this lower tier undead alive, he can get out of control extremely fast. And I'm gonna try this just for fun, try to play him on lower difficulty at some point and see how fast he can level up and how fast he can get his units to higher level and really snowball completely out of control. But that will be somewhere in the future. So for this video I think we are done. Oh, damn it, I wanted to show how he looks like on the map. Well, it's identical to how he looks like here. We just can't turn him around. I'm sorry about that, because he looks really cool. But at least we can see him from the front. So pretty damn good outfit, and he has a stave, which is weird because I would say that he can't use staves. If that's true, maybe it's something that should be changed. So he would either have only a wand, or he can use staves because it like really seems weird. Um, but well, as I said, we are done for this video, so I hope that you like the introduction of the Lich and that you're gonna join me for the next introduction video, and until then, have a good time. Bye bye!